Hi, team. Greetings. This is Tamara, your audio engineer for the Garden Oaks Church of Christ. And today I'm going through and updating archives and making sure that we have everything in sync. So we're going to view a task of importing the audio CDs that we create next door in the media booth in front of house or FOH. And we're going to import them into the Mac Media 2 that's here in the media room where we actually do the video and edit the sermons after they've been recorded. So what I'm getting ready to show you is how to take the CD for those recordings and upload them. So I'm going to open Photo Booth so you can see me. And this way you notice the CDs that we create every Sunday. Might show it backwards. But it contains all the information that you normally add to it. And this CD we're actually going to import into iTunes that you see here. So go ahead and insert that CD. And then for March Madness, for that series, we're also going to upload the MP3 audio so that way it can be sent off to the Word Network so they can do the subtitles and captures and everything. And then we have it on our hard drive here. So let's just go ahead and anytime you import a CD into iTunes, it's going to ask you what you want to do. For instance, for right now, it's already titling Tormato because we're online, and iTunes will automatically search for something that appears to be this CD. However, it's not, but we're going to import it as it is anyway. So go ahead and click yes if it asks you to import. And it's going to begin to take the information off that CD and place it into iTunes. So we'll review the labeling, how we label that so that you're able to pull it up and recognize. All of the sermons that we currently have in this version of iTunes on Mac Media 2, also known as Editor 2, are located in GOCC sermons. So right now we have 7 songs, which are actually 7 sermons. Our lineup guest of speakers, including Brother Tillman, who is our host minister here at Garden Oaks, and about 5 hours, 35 minutes. By the time we're finished with this, we'll have uploaded at least about maybe 20 weeks worth of information. Anytime we archive, there's 52 weeks in a year. We're here for the majority of them, so we end up with about somewhere in the ballpark of 125 recordings. So by the end of 2014, this GOCC sermons will be much bigger than what you see here. And we'll put into practice after the service is recorded. We archive it to the iTunes in front of house. And then we often duplicate. However, depending on the sermon, we're changing the duplication to do at least 3 CDs and 2 DVDs on a Sunday, or 2 and 2 CDs, 2 DVDs, just to cut down on the cost. And if there are any requests after that, once we've edited the audio, then we can fill those requests and leave them in the bookstore. So while this is uploading, I'm also going to show you how to import the March Madness series. So we have it on backup, which is also right here on our desktop. And March Madness is labeled as MM14. It's just an easy reference, and every year this will change. Next year it'll be MM15. But for now, it's in the MM14 sermon audio folder. This came from my Mac, where we archived every sermon on the day that it was recorded. And now we're getting ready to put it into this iTunes. So we've kind of already started this process with Olu. So we have all 5 of the series. It ran from Sunday to Wednesday. So now, in between the CD import, which we'll do after the sermon has ended every Sunday, when we come over to get the DVD, we should bring the CD into the media room to go ahead and import, label the CD, and then produce labels that will go on both the CD and DVD. Looks like we've got about 20-something seconds left. So be sure that after you've gotten your CD, and in most cases you really want to pay attention to the sermon. The speaker usually will introduce the sermon just at the very beginning, so be listening out for it and try to write it down when you hear it. That way it makes it a lot easier to label your CD when you're finished. All right, so once you have the CD imported, you can eject it. Looks
get that right?
Yeah.
Tutorial. Touch you had an extra friend.
You know, I'm talking to myself basically. And then you're gonna label the CD. So just to bring my screen back up here. So you have your CD. Mm-hmm. No, you're fine. I can always edit out. I'll drive a little bit. So go ahead and take your CD and note the title on it. This one is Sunday Morning Bible Class. We butchered up really good on the top, but we're just going to label it as such. So instead of Intro 10,000 Clowns, we'll simply notice Sunday Morning Bible Class until we go back and listen to it and pull the title from it, or in the event that we have heard it while he was mentioning it, we can label it instantly. The code we use for each of the recordings is basically the day's date, and the service ends with an initial. So for this particular Bible class, if we look at our CD, it's February 16th, so it's 02/16/14. And with it being Bible class, we'll end it with the B so that we know it's for such. And we try to group everything together so that we can create our smart playlist. So this group will go under GOCC SMBC for Sunday Morning Bible Class. Composers Garden Oaks Media. We'll even throw a genre of Christian, here we'll do gospel preaching. Hit OK, and it labels everything for you. You've already got the labels for the existing sermons, so just taking the cue from the date as it's filed. And in this case, our AM services end with A, our Bible classes end with B, our evening services end with P. For the March Madness series, when Olu does the first opening cap of that series, we just titled the days that weren't Sunday or Wednesday MM so that we know that it's part of March Madness. And if you note, GOCC Sermons has a smart group, so we're going to create another smart playlist for our Sunday morning Bible class, which is as easy as building your roles. So we'll go to grouping, and since we already did our groups as GOCC SMBC, it queries it, pulls it up for you, hit OK, and it's made that playlist for you. So there you have it. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and with practice, pretty consistent. Take care and have fun.